Pick up my satin run line tool, my satin turning angle tool, and lay my first node, 1, 2, and obeying the rule, keeping all my odd numbers on the one side and my even numbers on the other side, lay my nodes. And I lay my angles because these connecting rods are the angles that my stitches are going to follow, so that my stitches make a nice curving shape. There you go, and they follow the direction of my shape. Now I click into the little corner chevron of my line tool and I pick my standard run line stitch. I click into the center of my digitizing cursor. That's the maze, and I make a travel line down to the base of this stalk because I do not like jumps, and I want to actually move that last node so as it comes out around here. Pick up my turning angle satin option. This time, instead of coming straight across to give a straight bottom, I want to give it a bit of a wedge because he's obviously cut his flowers so that they will last. And I bury my end nodes up inside the arm. Pick up my travel tool again because I don't want to jump. Enter my stitches, and then into the center of that cursor, and then lay my nodes. And again, bury them inside the paw of the bear. My run line tool, down to the bottom, and then my turning angle tool. And these lines help to give loft. And the loft means raising my stitches off the surface of my fabric so as they don't sink into the fabric. And then I cut over the top of that previous one, travel line again, down to the bottom, and don't forget these serve a dual purpose. They're travel lines and they're giving your satin stitch that little extra dimension on the top. Into the center of my digitizing maze. Make certain my angles are going to give me a nice flow of stitches. Right, then I pick up my run line tool again and I take a travel line along the inside of my paw up the center of my leaf. Enter that. Now to do the leaf, I'm going to use the parallel fill tool satin, and that's this tool. It's the top of your manual punch tools on the left. And over here, you have all your objects. So far, my design is going to stitch out. Here we go. I'll bring that down, and I'll also put this into digitizer view and watch the colors on the design as I click down. Easter first, then happy, then a stem, then a travel line, then a stem, back up, satin, a travel line, a returning stem, a travel line, a returning stem, a travel line, a returning stem, and then a travel line. Now that I've got him in, I'm going to click into an empty spot, pick up this satin tool, increase my magnification again, into the center of my digitizing maze, inside the boundary of the paw. I'm going to drop away the image. I don't like that angle. Use my hand on the bottom icon toolbar. That highlights my last object. And I go into reshape. Fourth icon from the left on the bottom toolbar, and there is my angle setter. And I want to turn that so as my stitches flow across my leaf. I'm happy with that. I tell that stop. I'm going to look at that quickly in 3D, and it's telling me my stitches were a little bit wide. It's had to put in a split satin stitch. So I'm going to highlight it. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a faint pink line going around my shape. I go into reshape, and I'm just going to pull the bottom of that one up. Instantly that split stitch is gone. I don't want a split stitch running up there. And I turn that off, bring back my image, take my run line tool, and run it up to the underside of the tulip. Bury it inside the tulip. Pick up my turning angle tool. And I'm deliberately coming over that leaf. I don't like this great big green mass. I think that looks horrible. And it's such a big area to cover. So now I come back along this line with my satin tool. There we go. Another stalk in. Up as far as there. And come back with this tool. Now these lines are not very wide. You're looking at them at 300 magnification. And just put one up here and bring this one back. Now I'm not going to put my green leaf in yet because I've got a big area of bear to put in. I don't want to have to cut a hole in that bear because I won't get a nice clean outline. Right, now I will see you in the next video, and I'll just drop this down a little, hide the image for a minute, and there are the stems of our flowers and the stems going up to the other flowers. Bring back the image, hit save, because we don't want to lose the work that we've done.